Welcome back, everyone, to the Chain Crew podcast. We are here. The regular season is over, and we are getting ready to start the playoffs here. You got Dom, you got Schmeegs, you got Carter. It is the Chain Crew podcast. We are back. Excited to say that we've been doing this for a couple months now. It's been a lot of fun, and now we're getting down to the nitty-gritty, the end of the season, where rubber meets the road to see what these teams are made of. So we're going to review Week 18 like we always do, look back at, the crazy games and the endings and stuff and our hot takes. We're going to go through some of the NFL honors predictions that we have for the next couple weeks. We're going to talk about those NFL coaches getting fired this week and then make our picks for the wildcard round. So should be fun. How we doing, boys?
Good.
Doing good.
Can't complain. No Mahomes in the playoffs. Life is good.
Yep. Two of our teams made the playoffs.
Yep.
No Mahomes, no Burrow, no Lamar Jackson.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's the worst one. That's the worst.
And
Burrow,
the saddest part,
missed the playoffs because his defense is so ass. But
JJ McCarthy. I mean, we're 9-8. We
no
could have made the
McCarthy
playoffs.
in the playoffs either.
No JJ McCarthy in the playoffs. I know Dom's really sad.
I have a feeling we'll be saying that for quite a while.
Hey,
next year we might even be saying no JJ McCarthy in the NFL next year.
Well,
we'll see.
We'll see. I don't know.
I don't know.
Justin Jefferson got his 1,000 yards, and that's what matters.
Yes,
that is what matters. That's literally the only saving grace, to be honest with you, because that would have been an absolute shame if one of the best receivers of all time didn't get 1,000 yards because of his goofy ass quarterback room, dude.
6 straight seasons for my boy, 18, Jay Jettas. I'm so proud of him. I'm so happy for him.
Jamar's gonna tie that next year for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Your hot take finally came true, Dom. We got Myles Garrett setting the sack record.
Yep.
Did Joe Burrow give it to him?
1 month of hot takes and I was good.
No,
I think Joe Burrow gave it to him. I think he did. I watched that play. No,
he tried running up in the pocket and he collapsed. That's about it, really.
Yeah,
and was it out of fear?
Did you see Myles Garrett's jump on that play? It's unbelievable.
It was nice.
His first step was disgusting. It was crazy.
Yeah,
he's just the best player on earth. Honest to God, he just really is.
I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm with Dom. If anyone gave it to him, it was the left tackle who he just ran right through.
Yeah, he got farted on, dude. I mean,
like.
He did.
It was bad.
Yeah.
And I watched that game. There was a play where they had a busted play where Joe Burrow ran out towards his side, spun around, and Scooby-Dooed his way for 10 yards to the other sideline. Joe Burrow wasn't giving him jack that whole game. Joe Burrow, if he wanted to give it to him, he would have given it to him on that play. He that 100%, Myles Garrett earned that 23rd sack. I believe it deep down in my loins.
All right. Fair enough. Well,
he deserved it. I'm happy he broke the sack record, man. I really am. I'm tired of all these Steelers fans having the one thing over Myles Garrett with TJ Watt having 22.5 sacks. They're both future Hall of Famers, but there's levels to this. I'm taking Myles Garrett 10 times out of 10.
Yeah.
So I'm glad they don't have that anymore, and now they have nothing. So, yeah.
Okay, so let's go over some of the hot takes that we made because I think some of these hit. Schmeek said that the Saints would win. Dom said Falcons, so Dom was right on that one.
Let's go, baby.
Dom thought Bijan would get within 50 yards of the single season record, which
not even close.
Not even close, yeah.
He had like 70 total yards that game or something?
Yeah, it was just kind of a defensive game.
It was. Well, and Schmeeks was like Tyler Shuck and Bijan combined for 7 touchdowns, and that also was not close. But that's why we call these hot takes. I said that
the time span, though. If we extend that to like a month, he's on point with that.
Mm-hmm. The haters. Yeah. The haters called me crazy, and honestly, that was a good call by the haters. That was a terrible take.
Well, I said Cam Ward would have a huge game, and Cam Ward got hurt. So that hot take did not
something huge happened. That's for sure.
Yeah, I thought the Bears would have 200 total rush yards on the Lions. They did not. I did not think the Lions would win that game either. So I think the only hot take really that hit for any of us was I said the Steelers would win. You guys took Ravens. That wasn't even that hot of a take. The only other one we had is I said the Rams would win by 17 or more, and I don't think that happened. Oh no, they won by exactly 17, so that did hit as well.
Yeah, Stafford with his late game MVP bid. He threw 3 touchdowns within 9 minutes. Really.
He was stat padding, dude. I'm gonna say it right now.
Yes.
That motherfucker was on the 1 yard line throwing it up 10 against one of the worst teams in the NFL. I don't like. It's blatant stat
padding. Wouldn't you do the same? Wouldn't you do the same? Come on.
Yeah, I'd do the same, but I can't do the same. My QB gets down to the goal line and they hand it to Ramondre freaking Butterfingers Stevenson, for Christ's sakes. Right. I don't know. All I'm saying is when Drake May had the chance, he had 5 touchdowns in a little over 2 quarters against the Jets. He could have, if he wanted to, probably thrown 8 touchdowns in that game genuinely, and he was out after the first drive of the second half. So
that's true.
He's gonna win an ethical MVP. That's all I'm saying.
I like that.
Hadford is not winning MVP. Mark my words. If I have anything to say about it.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Colts and Texans were a shootout. Vikings won over the Packers. We ended the season winning 5 straight. Terrible. We were 4-8. Now we ended the season on a 5-game win streak. Ridiculous.
Hold up. I love you. I love your excitement. I just want to review Colts and Texans were a shootout. I did not see Riley Leonard going toe-to-toe with the Texans defense.
I
gotta give that guy his props.
Yeah.
He was throwing and running. He looked incredible. I was like,
he did.
And this is a team I thought that looked really good with Phillip Rivers. It made me wonder because the Seahawks, we scraped by them. I was like, shit, could he have done this to us? Like,
well, and Alec Pierce, he hit Alec Pierce deep twice. Alec Pierce looked like a deep threat with this guy.
And Alec Pierce, I don't know if you guys watched this, got ejected. He went 4 for 142. He didn't like a call the ref made, got in the ref's face and like bumped him with his shoulder, and the ref was like, "Yeah, out of here.
You touch the ref, you get ejected."
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. I was seeing I was watching Red Zone, so I wasn't watching all of it, but it kept going back to it, and I was like, this game's going crazy right now.
Yeah, Riley Leonard outplayed CJ Stroud just statistically, had 100 more pass yards, another touchdown, a rushing touchdown. Yeah, I mean, Texans got the win, but maybe. I mean, at the end of the season, who knows who's going to be the starter for the Colts next year? Maybe it will be Riley Leonard. That was a crazier game than I expected it to be. We also had some awful games. Jets-Bills was a total blowout with the Bills backups. Chiefs-Raiders saw 4 different quarterbacks make a pass.
I didn't watch that bullshit. No, thank you.
I didn't either, but I just have to tell you these names because my dad and I were laughing about this. The Chiefs had Shane Buechele and Chris Oladokin at quarterback in the last week of the regular season. I just need that to be known. And then we did see Kenny Pickett have 4 pass attempts, but our man, AOC, Aiden O'Connell comes in, goes 10 for 22 with 102 yards, the 62 QBR. Aiden O'Connell finally making Schmigs'
He's the future. He's the future.
Oh,
he's
God.
The future.
I'm glad I didn't watch that game.
I'm a little nervous that they finally had the guts to get Aiden O'Connell on the game, and then immediately their head coach gets fired.
It's not AOC's fault. It's Geno Smith being ass all year, and they have the worst O-line in the league.
I'm just joking.
Broncos dominating win over the Chargers, but the Chargers, they benched their starters. Patriots dominated the Dolphins. It was Trey Lance.
And I want to say too,
everyone.
Oh, sorry, I'm interrupting.
No, you're okay. I was just going to shit on Trey Lance. He ran the ball okay, but it seemed like every throw he made that I saw, he was overthrowing, unfortunately.
Oh, well, that's fair.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say I thought he looked all right. That's not an easy defense to play against.
Well, that's true, but I just maybe I only saw the worst of him, but Broncos got the win there. Lions beat the Bears. Jags handled the Titans, obviously. And Rams handled the Cardinals. I think the game that we really need to talk about was that the 2 games on Saturday and then the last game on Sunday. We had the Buccaneers beat the Panthers, but then the Panthers won the division because the Falcons beat the Saints.
Yeah, that's
the
weird
Niners.
to me. I don't like games like that at all.
Well, dude,
I hate
to
that.
have all 3 of those teams be 8 and 9 is bizarre. That's so strange. Like, all the teams in that division are under 500. Every team in the NFC North was above 500, but the Falcons or the Panthers get in, which I'm excited about. I wanted Bryce Young, so I'm excited about it.
It's just a very weird situation. Playoff seeding's odd.
Yes, it is. And then Seahawks 49ers was wow, a low-scoring game.
Defensive battle and a half. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Before we get to that game, I want to say I was rooting for the Falcons-Carolina coalition because the Seahawks wouldn't have been able to take the 1 seed from the Rams if they didn't come together and summon all of their might to upset the Rams in both of their games.
The Panthers and the Falcons.
Falcons-Carolina coalition, I was kind of like,
thank you for the number 1 seed. I mean, you guys did show up and dominate the 40. I mean, after they put up 38 or 40, they put up 42 points. I thought Brock Purdy and the Niners are good at least for 17. I was shocked.
Yeah.
Shocked you guys held them to 3. That was an amazing defensive performance.
The defense is really the story of the night. The offense for the Seahawks underperformed against debatably the most injured team
You
I've
ran the
ever
ball
seen.
so well, though. You ran the ball so well.
To that point, I was looking at it because I saw it. I could not believe. If you look through the 49ers linebacker depth chart, they just signed. They are so injured, and Fred Warner will not be back. They just signed their a linebacker they're presumably going to start next week off the Titans practice squad. His name's Kazir White. He was a starter for the Cardinals last year. They're playing Kazir White. Their other linebacker is Eric Kendricks. They are Philip Rivering their middle linebacker position.
No.
So to me, the Seahawks ran the ball well. I'm stoked about it. They've ran the ball well the last 3 weeks. I'm more stoked about that. They've had over 100 yards per game the last 3 weeks. But I think it's kind of scary hours for the 49ers front 7 right now. That's a team you should be running the ball well on.
Yeah, I would agree. Ravens, Steelers. I did not get to watch this game. I know it was a close one. Tell me your thoughts, boys. You guys picked the Ravens. I picked the Steelers.
Well,
I'm not necessarily happy I was right because I wanted the Ravens, but I know it was a close game.
It was a pretty slow game for the first 56 minutes of the game, and then the last few minutes of the game was absolute cinema. It was unbelievable. Lamar Jackson with 2 deep bomb touchdowns to Zay Flowers, who didn't juke 7 times and get hit stick for a fumble like he usually does. And then Aaron Rodgers gets a touchdown to take the lead with 59 seconds left or so, and then obviously they missed the point after attempt, and I'm thinking, wow, this is how the Ravens are going to get into the playoffs, because I'm obviously going to believe in Lamar Jackson to get down the field in 58 seconds or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And he gets them down there, and Tyler Loop just shanks it right. It was so tough to watch, dude. As a Lamar Jackson fan, so tough to watch. Sickening.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on it, Schmeeks?
I was going to say, gets them down there on one of the catches of the year with Isaiah Likely. I mean, that was nuts.
I saw that replay.
I thought that, like you said, one thing that I thought the Steelers ran the ball really well. Calvin Austin hit that disgusting double move. I think it's Wiggins he put on his ass. Put a cornerback on his ass. I rarely see double moves so good that a guy falls over. Wide open, Aaron Rodgers touchdown. What killed me was it felt like I'm not gonna pretend I'm an NFL mind, but I see things, right? That looked like the same damn play to Zay Flowers. It looked like they went and they said, it worked earlier this game. Let's line up in the same formation and throw it to the same guy. And he was wide open again. Like, I was looking at it, I was like, I don't know if maybe I'm just not seeing this correctly, but it looked like they ran the same play twice for 2 touchdowns. And,
They broke.
yeah.
All right.
It was a crazy game. Crazy, crazy game. I mean, I fully expect the Steelers to lose week 1 to the Ravens. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say any more playoff picks after that, but like or not the Ravens, the Texans. I fully expect them to lose the Texans. But
Surprise!
All right. Well, it was a kind of an up and down week. I feel like we had some really interesting games and some really obviously dumb, not interesting games. But it was fun to watch some
That's
close
week
games
18.
nonetheless. Yep. Amen to that. Yeah. So I'm excited to get into some of these NFL honors picks. If you guys have, now we were talking about, we made some of these. I think before the season started, we kind of made some predictions. I think we also made some predictions kind of in the middle of the season. So I'm excited to hear what you guys have to say. If there's any new predictions that you have, or
I mean, I'll share my screen, and I think we can just each go through what we have for each pick.
I like that.
Let's do it.
I love that.
Just do that. All right. So we'll just start off at the bottom. Defensive Rookie of the Year. Obviously the odds, Carson Schwessinger, we got James Pierce, we got Nick Emenwari. Obviously each of these guys deserving. What are your guys' picks though, is what I want to know.
I think the odds really say everything with Carson Schwessinger at minus 1100, which is like Nick Emenwari. I actually don't even know Pierce, so I probably can't speak on him. But what I can say about Emenwari is he's a game changer. I love him to death. He's played like 6 games. Like Schwessinger's been the guy who's
Emenwari's been a beast for sure when he's played. But
I mean, I think
if you don't play enough of the games, you're not going to get considered for the awards. I mean, just as simple as that.
Yeah.
Like Tyler Shuck has been really good the past month, but I don't think he's going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year because he didn't play a lot of the season. I mean, the same thing happened. It's happened so many times over the years. Like Tom Brady, the year he got suspended, he had MVP numbers, but he didn't get it because he didn't play, an entire month or so of the season. So
James Pierce Jr., by the way, is a defensive end for the Falcons, who's played every game.
He's who the Falcons traded their first round pick to the Rams.
Well, I mean,
he's moved back up into the round, and they took him. He's a beast.
He's had 10.5 sacks. I mean, for a rookie, that's a pretty dang good year.
Very good. Yeah.
And
yeah,
I gotta say, I pulled up 10.5 is insane. Actually, that's like if you get first round pick that gets 10.5. I mean, he's probably top 10 in the league with that number. I gotta say, I looked up Carson Schwessinger's stats. 156 total tackles for the Browns.
Wow.
So,
dang.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to have it.
Yeah, I think he's leading the team in tackles, and he might be top 10 in the league as a rookie in tackles, I think, as well.
He's probably top 10 flat out with 156. That's an absurd number.
Yeah, that's awesome. Good for him. Yeah, I would go Carson Schwessinger. That's my pick.
All right.
I think a lot of us really went, and it's interesting seeing this list is so dramatically different than our preseason polls. Preseason, it was all about Jihad Campbell and Abdul Carter. And it's just names. I'm curious to, we'll have to keep an eye and see how it goes, but curious why, and obviously Jihad has Zach Bond with him at the Eagles, so there's going to be some tackle stat competition there.
Yeah,
and
I mean, Jihad's been good, but
wasn't there a defensive tackle drafted from Michigan pretty high as well?
Mason Graham for the Browns.
Mason Graham. Yeah.
Abdul Carter doesn't have like the sack numbers or anything, but if I remember correctly, he has a lot of pressures on the season. Like he's been doing good. It's just, just because a guy doesn't have sacks or something doesn't mean they're not playing well. Yeah. It's kind of like how Jadavion Clowney used to play. He didn't get that many sacks, but he was making a big difference on the Texans D line back in the day. Like sometimes you just produce and it helps other guys more than, it helps yourself. Like Brian Burns was second in the league in sacks this year. Absolute monster season. And I feel like, having Abdul Carter on that D line definitely helped that for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But
something I want to say too, while we talked about Mason Graham, if Shedeur Sanders pans out, the Browns had a sneaky, insane draft.
Oh,
Now
they
that we're
did.
talking about it, Mason
100%.
Graham, Carson Schlesinger, their third round. Who's that tight
Harold
end?
Fannin, my freaking goat.
Fannon's been a monster.
He's
I think
disgusting.
Judkins and Sampson can both run the ball.
Yes. They
Yeah.
got Isaiah
Yeah.
Bond because he had legal trouble, and they got him as like a free agent after the draft.
Yeah.
I think he's good too. Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
Completely
They
agree.
had a damn good draft. Offensive Rookie of the Year. What are you guys thinking?
I was not expecting
I'm
to see
thinking-
Jackson Dart this high up here because he's been hurt so much.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, Emeka Egbuka was up here for a while. Trayvon Henderson was nowhere to be heard on this list in the first 6 or 7 weeks, as we've made very clear on the podcast.
Yeah.
I like Tet. I think Tet's probably he has been pretty consistent, especially for a rookie. He's had some big games, he's had some quieter games, but the fact that the Panthers made the playoffs, and he's had a stronger second half of the season makes me feel like he is a good pick. I think if Jackson Dart had gotten the start earlier and maybe stayed healthy, I would be going with Jackson Dart. When we've seen him play a full game, he has been really good for a rookie. Tyler Shuck started off not super hot like every rookie does, but the last 3 or 4 weeks was really playing really well. I don't think it's enough, like you were saying, but I really like what those two rookies quarterbacks have shown us this year for sure.
Well, I know that our preseason picks were Ashton Genty. I know that was mine and yours prediction. I can't remember what Schmiegs' was. Who was yours?
I had O'Marion Hampton.
Okay,
He's not even on here.
I still
hurt.
stand by that Ashton Genty could have had a great season if he wasn't on the worst team in the NFL. I mean, the Raiders O-line is like horrendous. It's one of the worst O-lines I've ever seen in my life, and the team overall is just so bad. No threat of a passing game whatsoever. I mean, there's just nothing you can do against that. So shout out to Ashton. Almost put up 1,000 yards, even with all of that. But my pick is Jackson Dart. I thought he was great for the Giants this year. Obviously, he did miss some games, but I feel like the NFL likes giving these awards to QBs when they have that chance to give it to them. And a QB like Jackson Dart, who's a big personality in New York, I just feel like it all came together and he's going to win it. But I like your points with Tet, going to playoffs and everything. I think either one of them is the most deserving for sure, like out of any of the rookie offensive players. I mean, I'm completely happy with Tet or Jackson winning it, but my pick was Tet. So, Schmeigs?
I got no strong thoughts. Either one of them I'll be happy for.
No.
I do the only thing I'll say is because I do think Tet is deserving of it. I know I've swallowed crow a couple times. At the start of the year, I said my hot take is that he'd bust for fantasy.
Yeah.
And man, he was pretty good. So good on you, Tet. Yeah.
Pretty damn good. Defensive player of the year. It's minus 50,000. Jesus Christ.
That's
I've literally
And
never
again,
seen it go up that high. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah. For people,
Let's not argue
sorry.
Myles Garrett, obviously. If he didn't exist, who would be your pick for defensive player of the year this year? We'll go with that. If
I
Myles
like
Garrett
that.
had gone to prison when he swung the helmet at Mason Rudolph and he never played in the NFL again, who is your defensive player of the year this year? I'm going with Will Anderson Jr. straight up. He was ridiculous this year. Unbelievable football player. Like, I have to go Will Anderson Jr. He's the best player on the best defense in the league. Just ridiculous. I mean, he put up amazing numbers. I love Will Anderson Jr., so I am a bit biased, but I just think he's incredible.
I think I saw a lot of big plays made by Aiden Hutchinson this year. A lot of third down sacks towards the end of the games.
Yep.
Big pressures, big swats. It just felt like the last couple weeks I've seen Aiden Hutchinson making a clutch sack or a clutch play on third down or the end of the game. But that Broncos defense has been amazing as well. And Nick Bonito, I think, was leading for them in sacks for most of the year. I like what he's done. I like that defense as a whole. Brian Burns for the Giants too. One of my predictions before the season started was that the Giants, I think, would be top 5 in sacks, and I don't know if they were, but I knew they were
we
going
all
to have
thought
a
their D-line
solid
was going to be
D-line.
really good, and they were cooking for a while. Jesus, I feel like
Yep.
I'm
So I really
I
like your Will Anderson pick, but I go Aiden.
valid.
I don't know enough about the stats, but I'm shocked Daniil is higher than Will in betting odds.
I'm a little bit shocked by that as well, but
yeah.
I'm
with
honest
that
to
being
God
said,
shocked that Derek Stingley Jr. isn't in the top of the odds as well, because he was probably the best corner in the NFL this year. And again, on the best defense. Like, this Texans defense, if they can win a Super Bowl, they're going to be considered an all-time great defense. They're that good. It's an unbelievable team. It's crazy how stacked they are.
yeah.
I can
having
tell
two
you
edge rushers in.
Sorry, Schmigs. Daniil Hunter's
Two
third in
premier
sacks.
edge rushers, dude.
Daniil Hunter's third in sacks in the league right now with 15.
How much does Anderson have?
12. They're top 8.
12.
They're both top 8 in sacks. That's crazy.
Yeah. I think I'd take any one of these guys. I think I'd be preferential to Will, Daniil, or Nick, primarily just because they're anchors on phenomenal defenses. Nothing against Aiden and Brian, but they're just not in the playoffs.
Well, I mean, we don't need to necessarily pick from the odds either. I mean, like, if there's someone in your mind, throw it out there, Like, I mean, I would love to see Christian Gonzalez up here because he was amazing for the Patriots this year. I still think he's one of the 2 best corners in the league currently, at least from this season, with PS2 up there as well, of course.
I think one name we're forgetting because he's been hurt, but Micah Parsons would probably be in here.
Yeah, I mean, before he got hurt, he was playing great. He was awesome this year. He changed that Packers defense. Like, that's the help that a talent, a generational pass rusher will do for your defense, man. And that's why I picked them for the Super Bowl back in the preseason. Like, once they acquired Micah Parsons, like, obviously things have changed now, but I mean, he
still ended 7th in sacks, by the way.
Yeah,
and he hasn't hurt the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Not played for like a month, something like that.
I think he missed the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Same day. So I think a month or so.
Yeah,
but unbelievable. After that, we got comeback player of the year. I'm sure we all have some interesting takes on this. Honestly, Carter's preseason pick is the favorite.
Carter, before you brag, I want to throw out, because I'm about to explode. Minus 50,000. I just want to say again, what that means in betting odds is you have to bet $50,000 to win 100. That is absurd.
It's free money. It's free money.
It's free money if you're a millionaire.
And clean out your savings and sell your house, and you can make $500 maybe. Anyways. Okay, Carter, go ahead and tell us, who was your preseason comeback player of the year?
My preseason pick for this was Christian McCaffrey, just because we know that if he is healthy, he is a game-changing player, and he did almost do the unthinkable. He was almost the first player in history to have 2 seasons of 1,000 receiving and 1,000 rushing. He just barely missed it this year, but I actually really, really love that. I think all 3 of us made a pick, and all 3 of them are on this list. I think Schmiegs took Dak, and Dom took Trevor Lawrence. So we were pretty accurate with at least the comeback player of the year picks.
I just want to give myself a pat on the back here real quick, because
you deserve it.
You both thought Trevor was a long shot, and I really thought he was going to break out this year, and he did, and I'm so happy. He set the Jags touchdowns record in the season. Like, he's been elite for like 2 straight months now. He looks like the first overall generational pick that he was supposed to be coming out of college, and I'm so happy. I'm stoked. It makes me so happy to see that he's playing so well. Obviously, Christian's probably going to win it, but Trevor even getting some votes, I'm happy with it, dude. And then Phillip Rivers, none of us could have predicted that, dude.
Oh, I threw that out. You got to go back and watch. I said he will come out of retirement. I was just about to brag about it.
Oh,
no,
what? I didn't predict that. Yeah, Schmig's right before the preseason. He said Daniel Jones is going to be playing really well. He's going to get hurt, and then Phillip Rivers is going to play 3 games. I completely forgot about that.
Now, I will say that Schmeigs did throw out like 6 weeks ago that Aiden O'Connell was going to come in, throw a pass for the Raiders. It took 6 weeks for that to come true. But this reminds me of when Joe Flacco got pulled off the couch to come in for the Browns and started slinging the rock to, what's his name? Like 2 or 3 years ago, and they had like 3 or 4 crazy games. And this reminds
Amari
me of that.
Cooper.
Thank you, Amari Cooper.
And Joe Flacco.
Yes, it was like 15 targets a game to Amari Cooper.
Yes,
And
Jerome
so
Ford.
sick. I love him.
Yes, that this
and they were
Phillip Rivers
actually
poll,
legit.
Yeah, it reminds me of Joe Flacco. So I
he
love that he's
stole
on
the
here.
Comeback Player of the Year award from DeMar Hamlin. He died on the field, and Joe Flacco stole the award from him.
Yes.
What? There's no worse
that.
injury to come back from. He died. Like, I don't know. It's crazy to me.
I loved it.
Actually crazy
Honestly,
to me.
Yeah.
But next
so
up,
good.
we got Offensive Player of the Year. Now, I'm going to have a hot take on this, so I'm just going to go last, okay? I'm just going to go last because I have the
Schmeeks, go
hottest
ahead.
take. I already know
Go
that.
ahead, Schmeeks.
But I feel like once I explain it, you guys are going to be on board with me. But whichever one of you go first.
Yeah, I mean, obviously
I know
the
what Schmeeks is
Seahawks.
gonna-
I'm not. Yeah, I'm gonna go first because it's obvious. The Seahawks have not had the most elite offense in the NFL, but it's been top 10. It's done its job, at least in yards, and almost half of our passing yards came through Jackson Smith and Jigba. Could you tell me who the number 2 receiver in Seattle is in terms of yardage, or the number
AJ
3?
Barner.
That would be
That's
my
the number
guess.
3. It's Cooper Kupp and AJ Barner, and both of them have about 500 in yards and change. It was Jackson Smith and Jigba. He was more than our next 3 or 4 receivers combined. He was just an engine. And I think outside of quarterback, he's as valuable as it gets to getting the Seahawks up and down the field. And he had quite a few touchdowns too, to top it off. So I like him at the top of the odds. I'm very biased, but there's my reasoning.
No, I mean, it's valid. You're not a Seahawks fan picking like freaking Kenneth Walker to be Offensive Player of the Year or something. So it's valid this time.
I do have to say,
Carter, your preseason pick was Puka. Mine was Jamar Chase. All 3 of the guys had amazing seasons. So
yes,
I mean, can't be mad either way.
I do remember saying with the addition of Devontae Adams that I thought it would help Puka Nacua, and I was pretty correct with that one. This offense balled like I expected them to. Christian McCaffrey, I also wasn't surprised he'd be up there. So my pick is JSN, but I do want to throw out just because I thought it'd be interesting. JSN has about 1,800 receiving yards. Puka's got 1,715. So Puka's only got about 75 less receiving yards. Then there's a big gap to the next 3. But we still have James Cook at 1,600 rushing yards and a bunch of touchdowns. I'm kind of surprised we don't see James Cook on here, especially because they're a playoff team. And Derrick Henry has quietly had a pretty solid year as well with 1,600 rushing yards and some touchdowns. Jonathan Taylor, if he had kept his pace, would be at the top of this list.
He had an unbelievable first half of the season.
Oh my gosh, he did! Holy crap! I mean, they were 7-1 or 8-2, and he had three touchdown games in like 7 or 8 games played. It was unbelievable, and then they just fell off a cliff as an offense. I cannot believe.
Well,
the
I mean,
180 the Colts had.
It kind of lends a little bit of validity to when people say the MVP should be a QB award, because once their QB went down, Jonathan Taylor's efficiency completely went away. Like, no matter how good the running back is, if there's not a passing game to at least open up the running game a little bit, it's just not going to be as good, just honestly. But obviously, JSN, Puka both had amazing years. But my dark horse pick, before I say what I'm about to say, would be Bijan. I mean, he had almost 2,300 scrimmage yards this year. He was unbelievable. Best running back in the NFL this year, in my opinion. But this is my take on what I think should happen. This is no diss to JSN or Puka or any of the other guys, but there's 2 QBs, obviously, who both had phenomenal seasons. I don't understand why whoever doesn't win MVP shouldn't get the Offensive Player of the Year award. It used to happen all the time. 2 QBs would win,
That's super
MVP,
fair.
Offensive Player of the Year. So, I mean, if Drake May were to win MVP, I think Stafford should be Offensive Player of the Year, vice versa, all of that. They're both deserving of MVP. They're both deserving of whatever the secondary award is for that. So, it's a little shocking to me that they're plus 40,000 considering that, but it's just pretty much a non-QB award at this point. I mean, it's not like 11 years ago
Yes.
where a QB could win MVP and a QB could win, Offensive Player of the Year. But with that being said, we move on to Coach of the Year, and I'll just get mine out here right now since I'm the Patriots fan. I love that Mike Vrabel is, the favorite to win this, but I fully believe plus 30,000 Kyle Shanahan should be the Coach of the Year, and I will stand by that. This team is in the playoffs, and all of their best players have been hurt at some point this season, and their very two best players have been out pretty much the entire season and will miss the entirety of the playoffs in Fred Warner and Nick Bosa. They're missing, two perennial Defensive Player of the Year candidates every single year for the whole season. It's just unbelievable that this team is in the playoffs. It just really is. And that's why I was rooting for them to get the 1 seed, because it would have been so cool to see such a hard team be the 1 seed. But yeah, that's my pick.
They could have used the bye.
They could have.
I think that there's something special about all of these coaches this year. Mike Vrabel, comes in first year head coach for the Patriots, and they haven't been good in 4 years, and they come in and become the 2 seed in the AFC. Mike McDonald is with a QB he's never had before. A lot of young players. To get the number 1 seed with a quarterback that you've never worked with is really amazing. Liam Cohen, the Jags had 4 wins and ended this year with 13 or 14. The Jags have totally turned it around. Liam Cohen's amazing for that. Ben Johnson too came in. Chicago has not had a culture of winning for so long. They haven't had a top 10 offense in forever. And he hasn't, and we weren't sure if Caleb was really going to be able to be that guy and live up to the draft stock, and they definitely silenced some haters, including myself this year. And then Sean Payton, me and Shmeeks talked about this before the season. Like, that is such a hard division to win. The Chargers have promise. The Chiefs, obviously went to back Super Bowls. Like, I think that it was cool to see the Broncos put it together. But I would agree with Dom out of all this list, honestly, because the adversity and the competitive division they're in. I think you got to give it to Shanahan. I know they didn't win the division, but to be where they're at right now, to win divisional games with Mac Jones and backup receivers, Brandon Ayuk doesn't play all year. I'm so impressed with how far that team has made it.
Yeah.
So
it's a great story.
They're all amazing coaches this year. They've all done something really cool, but I think the person who has fought the most odds has been Kyle Shanahan, so I would give it to him.
I agree. Schmeeks?
Sorry. I think I got a weird one on this. I like Kyle Shanahan. I think I would have given it to him if he had beat the Seahawks. But kind of with them crumpling and falling away with it. I mean, they're so beat up. He kind of fell out of it for me. I want to preface this by saying there's the NFL like Assistant Coach of the Year award. I think either Saleh deserves it, or I think it's actually your guy in New England, the OC. I'm forgetting his name.
Josh McDaniels.
Josh McDaniels. I want to say McDaniel, but it felt too close to McDonald. But I really like McDaniels, and I really like Saleh. Saleh for the same reasons you guys just said. McDaniels just because I feel like so much of the Patriots' success has come through Drake May, and I just think McDaniels deserves some credit for that. As much as Vrabel. For head coach, I'm actually not going to take Vrabel or McDonald. I'm still not going to take Shanahan. I kind of like Payton, and but the guy who really surprised me, who I think deserves it, is Liam Cohen. Jaguars were completely off my radar. 4-13. Trevor Lawrence, I bought into it. Everyone bought into, not everyone, but a lot of people. Trevor Lawrence is a bust. I truly think Liam Cohen unlocked Trevor Lawrence. He's scheming that offensive up. that offense up. They're winning games. I like everything about it. And I like him in Duval. So I'm going with Liam Cohen for this. I am going to put an asterisk next to this because I'm skipping over Mike McDonald, and I want to say John Schneider needs Executive of the Year for the Seahawks. For so many, I know that's not
There
what
it
we're
is.
talking about right now, but for building this roster, making an incredible roster, he goes in, and then just this year, like last year, he moves on when we're 10-7 to go get Mike McDonald. He's the guy who fired Pete Carroll to bring Mike McDonald in, which was off a winning season. And then he turns around. We draft Grace April and Nicky Manwari, who've been immediate contributors. We sign DeMarcus Lawrence, who's been an immediate contributor, make a splash trade at the deadline for Rashid Shaheed. I just think John Schneider, I think the Seahawks' success, as much as Mike McDonald has done a good job, is just that they have a vicious young roster, and that was built even before McDonald showed up. So I really want, that's the guy I'm changing the question. But I really want to see John Schneider win
GM
Executive of the Year. Yeah, it's yeah.
Fair enough.
Okay, so
Fair enough,
Liam
dude.
Cohen is your pick for Coach of the Year.
Yes.
He had to get his homer pick in.
But
Yes.
after that, we got the big one. Actually, no. Protector of the Year. Who do we think is going to be Protector of the Year?
Ooh, that's right.
Ooh.
It's got to be on a team that had a successful offense and a successful quarterback. Maybe
I'll tell you my pick right now. It's Penei Sewell. I think he's the best tackle in the league. That's my pick. I got nothing else past that. Lane Johnson will probably win it if he was healthy this year. Trent Williams is still a freaking monster. And like I said before the season, I think it could be a career accomplishment award for the first one to give it to somebody who would have gotten it, So maybe Trent Williams.
I could see Trent Williams.
Best tackle in the league right now, Penei Sewell. That's my pick.
I like that. Yeah, I would say the same.
I think the only splash pick, and I'm forgetting his name because I'm crazy, but the really famous guard for Indianapolis, just because they were
Quentin Nelson.
I think Quentin Nelson. I'd be interested to see those odds, just because they ran the ball so well, and like you said, it might be a career pick. I might have to throw his name in the ring.
I like
that.
I
mean, I don't even think there's odds out right now because it's like, who the hell knows how this is going to go?
Right?
It's such a tough one to guess. Like, I'm not exactly shocked that there's not any odds up for it or anything because it literally could be. There's so many good offensive tackles, guards, centers. Like, whoever gets it is going to be deserving of it. Honestly, it's just way too hard to choose.
It's a great way to put it.
But we got MVP. Gonna be an interesting one.
Stafford's the favorite?
Yeah, that's well,
and
here's the thing about these betting sites and everything. The favorite just is wherever the money's going. So once Stafford, threw his fourth touchdown, tons of people started betting for him. It's not like based off of like what the odds make, the voters are actually going to do. Like it was a couple of years ago that Damar Hamlin was the favorite to get comeback player of the year, and then Joe Flacco won it. And I'm pretty sure Lamar Jackson was the favorite last year to get MVP, and then Josh Allen won it. So who the hell knows at this point?
Yeah.
But and you can't always trust the money line.
Yeah, exactly.
Moves.
I mean, like it's switched so many times over the past couple of weeks. Like it's a 50-50 shot between these guys. But I'm the Patriots fan, so I'll just go last and I'll make my case. So what do you guys think?
I'm thinking about it right now, looking at how important these players are to these teams, how successful these teams were this year. I think that I really like Trevor Lawrence. He has done a lot with his feet. He started scoring some rushing touchdowns. He has not been turning the ball over. He's been passing. He's distributing the ball incredibly well. And they had to keep winning to win their division, and
it's been unbelievable.
It has been really cool to see.
38 total touchdowns this year.
And I think that both the Rams and the Patriots have been able to kind of do everything on offense, it seems like, for the most part, except for a couple games here and there. Both those offenses have been on fire. They've got some young running backs that have been really good. Drake May, I think, has less experienced weapons. I mean, I know Stephon Diggs is there. He didn't have a super like a crazy season like Puka Nacua did, or Devontae Adams did, leading in touchdowns. Like, I want to say
Diggs is coming off an ACL tear, so
I want to say, like, the Patriots offense would have been nowhere near as successful as they were without Drake May. And I think, in my mind, that's why I think he's the right pick. I think that the Rams offense still had a great offensive coach, some really great running backs, and like, there's just a little bit more history there, and every team's going to struggle without their starting quarterback. But I think I'd probably go Drake May. Even Trevor Lawrence, like, the Jags still relied on the run some games and had a couple really amazing performances from Trevor Etienne, or Bashal Tutin. So, and not to say that Ramondre Stevenson and Travion Henderson aren't good running backs either. Travion Henderson has shown himself to be an amazing running back.
He's been awesome.
But
love him.
Mike
Vrabel
just feel like, I feel like Drake May is the right pick. Stafford had an amazing season, but I want to see some young players get the recognition. So I'd love Trevor Lawrence or Drake May.
Valid. I love it. Schmigs?
I'm gonna say the adversarial pick. I love Drake May. Matthew Stafford led the league in yards. He led the league in touchdowns. I think he had less total turnovers than Drake May. The only thing that I like about Drake May more than Stafford is that they're 13-3 and Stafford went 11-6 or 12-5. When he lost down the stretch when it really mattered. But when I'm looking at, I mean, I think for me, this is maybe a bad way to look at it, but with the stats spoken for, when I look at teams I'm scared shitless of in the playoffs, it is the Rams and it is Matthew Stafford. To your point, he has incredible weapons. I think it is not a coincidence that he is leading the league in touchdowns and getting an MVP bid with Devontae Adams. His off press ability is insane. Devontae Adams is such a nuisance at the goal line. And that's why he was stealing so many touchdowns from Puka. With that being said, I know Matthew Stafford got a lot of what he had, the better O-line. He had really good receivers. He had a great run game. He's also just really good. So I'm gonna pick the adversarial pick and say Stafford, but Drake is incredible.
Fair. So I'm obviously picking Drake May. I mean, I am a Patriots fan.
Love it.
I've been saying that I think he's going to be the best player from that 2024 draft for a very long time now. Like, I have believed in this guy since he was at UNC. But it's not just about, how much I love him. He is leading the NFL in so many different stats. Like, Stafford has the touchdowns. He has the touchdown to interception ratio. And pretty much everything else is Drake May. And that's on a team that had, 3 wins last year, 3 wins the year before that. The turnaround that this team has had since Drake May has actually exploded and turned into the QB that, every Patriots fan and everyone in the Patriots building was hoping he could be when they drafted him is just unbelievable. And I genuinely don't think if you take Drake May off this team, I don't see them winning more than 1 game this year. He is the entire reason this offense is so good, at least in a player perspective. He's turned this entire team around. When you have a franchise QB, they can do stuff like that, and that's exactly what he's done. I believe he just became the youngest player ever to lead the league in completion percentage. He became the second youngest player ever behind Dan Marino to lead the league in passer rating. He was just unbelievable this year. And he averaged 9 yards per attempt. He had 72% completion percentage. So it's not like he was dinking and dunking his way downfield. He was throwing it deep. He had the best passer rating throwing deep in the entire league. Let me bring up some other stats real quick for you guys. So, just something else to go off of. In terms of O-line, the Patriots overall rank for pass blocking metrics 24th in the NFL, pass blocking. The Rams, number 2. When it comes to running the ball, Patriots were 9th, obviously. They had a good run game this year. And then the Rams, number 1. They have an unbelievable O-line. And on top of that, Matthew Stafford is throwing to Devontae Adams, a future Hall of Famer. Puka Nacua, one of the very best wide receivers in the entire NFL. He's unbelievable. Like, he's got so many weapons. Kyron Williams. Blake Corum was really good this year as well. I think when it comes down to actual MVP, most valuable player, if you take Drake May off the Patriots, they do a lot worse than the Rams do if you take Matt Stafford off the Rams. And that's really what it comes down to. In the past 13 years, every single MVP has been a number 1 or number 2 seed. I think the voters, they care about the wins. Like, they care about voting for the best player on the best team. And, the Patriots were 1 win away from being the number 1 seed. So, I just don't see it going to a guy who was number 2 in his own division, who's the 5th seed in the NFC, correct? 5th seed, I want to say.
Yep.
Correct.
I don't know. That's my argument for it. Last year, we saw pretty much the same thing happen where Josh Allen had worse stats than Lamar Jackson, and Lamar Jackson, had one of the greatest seasons of all time. He didn't win MVP because he wasn't that high. He wasn't a higher seed than Josh Allen was. Those late games where in the regular season where Matt Stafford didn't do good, those also matter. Like, we saw it in 2023. Brock Purdy was the MVP leader at one point. He got destroyed by the Ravens and Lamar Jackson. Dak Prescott was the MVP leader at one point. He also had bad games down the stretch. I feel like it's a recency thing on top of winning and having, the stats and everything. And I feel like Drake May has literally all of those. So Matt Stafford deserves it, but I think Drake May deserves it more. That's pretty much my case right there.
I love that.
That's all I have to say. I'm going to rest my case right there. I hope that my player wins it. And we'll see, man. We'll see.
That was perfect. All right. Those are our picks for the NFL honors this year. Let's get into just a couple quick things that happened this week as far as coaching in the NFL. We did have a couple big firings, and I just have a couple fun questions for you guys just to hear your thoughts on this. Just a reminder, we had some mid-season firings. We had Brian Daboll of the Giants and Brian Callahan of the Titans. So the Giants and Titans were spending half the season or more with interim coaches. This week, Monday and Tuesday, we're recording as of Tuesday right now. Jonathan Gannon of the Cardinals has been fired. Pete Carroll of the Raiders has been fired. Kevin Stefanski of the Browns, after 6 seasons, has been fired. And then Falcons cleaning house, firing coach Raheem Morris and general manager Terry Fontenot. So I am not that surprised at all of these. I'm a tiny surprise at Pete Carroll. A couple teams I want to ask you guys about that I thought their coaches would get fired. We have the Bengals, the Jets, and the Saints. Saints came on hot. They didn't have like the greatest expectations.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of thought, I was like, his job's probably secure. But the Jets and Bengals, I'm shocked, have not fired their head coaches. So I wanted to ask you guys about that. Oh, and then the biggest one I didn't mention either, the Ravens head coach, after 18 seasons, John Harbaugh has been fired as the Ravens head coach as well.
Yeah, that was the most shocking one to me by far. But I don't think Kellen Moore will get fired at all.
No.
As for Zach Taylor, probably. I mean, Joe Burrow was interviewed after the game the other day, and he said they asked him how important this offseason was, and he said it's the biggest one ever. I think some big changes are going to be made there. Like, they're not going to choose the coach over Joe Burrow, their franchise QB, first overall pick. Like, I highly doubt that they keep Zach Taylor. I would be shocked. That defense has been so abysmal. He's made horrendous decisions. Like, I just don't see him sticking around at all. John Harbaugh as well. Quite shocked at that, but at the same time, there's been a lot of really weird decisions they've made in the playoffs over the past couple of years that, like, it feels like he every time they played the Chiefs or something, he'd make a scared decision and it would absolutely fuck them over. Like, it's the same thing that happens with Sean McDermott. I feel like every time they ran into the Chiefs, he makes a stupid ass decision. And whether it's, with the Ravens, it's not giving Derrick Henry more carries, at least to me. Like, they'll have like a great first half with him, and then out of nowhere, second half, he just doesn't get the ball at all. And they just turn into only passing. Like, I feel like all of those decisions over the past number of years have just added up, and it got him fired. I'm interested to see where he goes, though. Like, the Giants is open now. It sounds like he might be the favorite for that job. I don't know.
I saw an analyst posted, and it was John got fired, and within 45 minutes, his agent had 7 different teams calling to inquire about him.
I believe it, dude. I believe it. He's a great head coach.
Yes, and
I'm shocked. 18 years with the Ravens, that agent must be like, oh shoot, it's time to get to, he's been sitting steady for 18 years.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah. Well, I'm
getting divorced and going on Tinder is what it is.
He's like dusting off the old cobwebs over here.
Yeah.
Honey, I gotta go to work.
See that coming. I wanted to say, I was thinking about this today when the news broke. I was like, wow, what are the Ravens doing? This is so surprising. And then I thought a little bit deeper about this. They were projected to be in the Super Bowl. They were a Super Bowl favorite before the season started. They have been close.
All picked them.
Yes, they have been close the last couple of years. They have a MVP quarterback. They have one of the best running backs ever to do it in Derrick Henry. They have a lot of talented defensive players. They have the pieces to do it. Every team has injuries, but to have that high of expectations and to lose the division to the Steelers, who didn't have a quarterback in July or August, and you lose to the Steelers in a win-all game. I think the expectations were so high that I feel like John probably knew. I bet the GM was like, this is it. You got to win the division. You got to make a run this year. If you lose the division this year, you're out. I think the expectations were probably high because they've been so close and they've been so consistently in the playoffs. So the fact that they didn't even make the playoffs this year was probably like, okay, we're starting to head in the wrong direction. It's time for a change. So I thought about it a little bit more. And
it's a lot of unlucky stuff, too. Like, Lamar was hurt a lot of the season. And when he wasn't out and he came back, he was playing hurt for, multiple weeks. Like, he didn't look healthy a lot of this season. So, and then obviously the missed kick. I saw a meme earlier, and it was the trajectory of the kick. And in the middle, it's fire Mike Tomlin if it gets made. And then on the left and right for a miss, it's fire John Harbaugh. Which is true. That's probably exactly what was going to happen, too. I wouldn't have been shocked if the Steelers lose, Mike Tomlin gets fired. Like, it's just two teams that have gone to the playoffs a lot over the number of years. Obviously, the Ravens have had much higher expectations. But Steelers and Mike Tomlin, they had Antonio Brown, they had Ben Roethlisberger, they had Le'Veon Bell. They never made it to a single Super Bowl. And it's going to be interesting to see. I really hope they get a good coach. I could see Brian Flores going there, maybe. It would be a really interesting match. Him coaching that defense would be disgusting, dude. Him with Kyle Hamilton and Marlon Humphrey and Nate Wiggins, dude, disgusting. I would love to see that, but we'll see.
To me, going on John Harbaugh with the Ravens, because that's obviously the most attractive head coaching opportunity right now. This is probably like very selfish Seahawk fan, but I remember reading on the decision to fire Pete Carroll, and it was after the Ravens came through and beat the Seahawks 30-3, and they were walking away, and John Schneider was watching film of their defense saying, what the F was that? And he committed right then and there to, literally after losing, because we couldn't do anything to that defense, to going and getting Mike McDonald. And it's 2 years later, the Ravens defense is not quite as dominant as it was 2 years ago. And I definitely wouldn't be shocked if
they should have kept him. They should have had him be the head coach, dead ass.
Yeah, So to me, I'm curious when you talk about, because obviously you're looking at a defense that has the capability to be number one in the NFL, and it just isn't. And granted, it was injured and whatnot, but I'm very curious to see. I've looked at some of the defensive coaches. It's a really good year for defensive head coaches. There's Minters with the Chargers. There's Saleh with the 49ers. You could go and get Flores from the Vikings. Someone who can scheme you up and send them, and then you just got Lamar on the other side. So just, you know what? So to that point, I like any DC really going, any schematically sound DC going to the Ravens.
Yeah, Robert Saleh being a D coordinator there would be very interesting. That would be disgusting as well.
One team that we still want to talk about. Sorry, finish your thought.
I've heard a lot about, like, what offensive coach do you send to the Giants to get Dart going? And I feel the same way about the Giants. You got Abdul Carter, you got Dexter Lawrence, you got Brian Burns. It's like, go get Flores or some tough-ass defensive schemed head coach and start building a Giants. You have a base for a Giants defense that could be very dangerous.
Completely agree.
I don't know.
Yep. One team that I'm shocked has not fired their head coach is the Jets. And I was watching a video about it from some guy that I follow on social media, and it was just hilarious. He was just like, the Jets are bad, but you just had one of the worst seasons ever. You had no culture. You had no interceptions. The first team like ever to not have an interception through the whole season. And like, you're supposed to be a defensive head coach. You had a terrible defense. Like, how do we not fire you? And the guy's just like, if I'm Aaron Glenn, I'm saying, we can only go up. We can only go up from here. It can't get any worse. And I was like, that's kind of crazy, because how have the Jets not fired their head coach? I think it's going to be a really crazy offseason, because I think there are multiple teams that need a new quarterback and multiple teams that need a new coach. This is going to be a crazy offseason for GMs in the NFL. Like, think about the Cardinals GM. You fire your head coach. You're probably, are you keeping Kyler Murray? You benched Kyler Murray for the rest of the season. What are the Cardinals going to do at coach and quarterback? And there are multiple teams like that. The Raiders, the Browns. Like, there's so many teams that are going to have to make some huge decisions.
Fun fact: the Raiders going into next year will have 5 coaches on the payroll going into next year.
Oh my gosh!
All the way back to John Gruden, Josh McDaniels, Pete Carroll, and Antonio Pierce. They fired a coach every year for the last 4 years. It's like,
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fire.
If I could throw some more fire on your Jets, I have some fun facts, most of them pertaining to the Jets for the 2025
I have a Jets
season.
Fact as well that I tweeted out earlier.
Well, let's go, boys. Hit me with it. Let's go.
Tell me if it's in this bunch, or you give yours first, and I'll just skip over if it's in my bunch.
Okay, so I'm going to share my screen and just show you the tweet. And I tweeted this out. I said, this is the craziest stat line I've ever seen. It actually went viral, which is kind of fire. But this is their leaders in passing, rushing, and receiving this year. Yeah.
And Garrett Wilson hasn't played since like week 4.
Garrett Wilson played like 6 games, and he's their leading receiver with 390 yards. Obviously, Breece Hall is a monster. We don't even need to talk about that. Justin Fields, 1,200 yards. This is literally like stuff that, like, in the 50s, they'd be talking about. Wow, what a season, dude. What a season Bart Starr's having, bro. Did you see him throw for 75 yards yesterday? That guy's the MVP. That's the shit they're talking about.
Wow. The rushing yards and but the receiving, your top receiver not having more than 400 yards, and some of the best in the league can get this done in 3 games. Like, this is insane to me.
Josh Gordon had a stretch of 2 games once with like 100 more yards than this.
Oh
like,
my gosh.
It's unbelievably bad. Like, this is the saddest shit I've ever seen in my life. It's the craziest stat line I've ever seen. I'm not even kidding. It's so bad.
Yeah.
And to top that off, even more mind-blowing, their defense didn't record a pick all year. They somehow won 3 games, and they're not the number 1 overall pick. It's just the most unbelievable team I've ever seen in my life. Like, it actually might be the worst team I've ever seen, and somehow they're not the number 1 pick. I just can't even fathom it.
I'm gonna pivot that into these fun stats. The first one was what you just said. Jets finished the season without an interception. This one, there's a lot of DVOA stats in here, which I thought were very interesting and funny. Despite this is a true stat. If you were to total their offense and defensive DVOA, they have the third worst total in the history of the league for offense and defense. If you were to selectively take out their special teams DVOA,
their special teams are good this year. Real good.
They have the fifth best in league history. They had
in the special teams?
The fifth best special teams in league history, and paired that with the third worst offense and defense DVOA in league history.
No way.
Here's one that kills me. Despite the four worst teams in the NFL finishing 3-14, Sauce Gardner was the losingest most player, going 2-15.
Yes.
He had one more loss than the four worst teams in the NFL.
That's right.
Because he went to the Colts at the exact wrong time.
Yes, because he was 1-7 with the Jets and then like 1-7 with the Colts.
Yeah, this one, you have to bear with me for this one, Dom. The Patriots had the third easiest schedule by team DVOA in league history. Can you guess what those first two teams did in the playoffs?
I think
I know what it's gonna be.
The greatest show on turf, it has one of the easiest schedules of all time.
Yeah, they both won a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
both. So you have the third easiest, but the two teams ahead of you in league history won the Super Bowl. So nothing to worry about.
Well, and here's the thing: does fucking anybody talk about Kurt Warner's strength of schedule that year when he won the MVP? No, nobody gives a shit. So it's just some made up bullshit this year.
Yeah, I just thought it was a fun stat.
No. You're chilling. You're chilling. I just think it's funny that like all of the people against May are talking about his schedule like he's playing ACC teams or something, and they're not professional football players. Like,
yeah,
true.
It's so silly.
True.
But yeah, that's why I wanted to bring it up that the two teams ahead of you went on to win the Super. It did not. It wasn't like they were outmatched in the playoffs.
Yeah.
In the first 8 games of the season, the Chiefs, Colts, and Bucks were 18-6. In the last 9 games, they finished a combined 4-23.
It's pretty good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pretty decent.
The Chargers are the first team this is a fun Justin Herbert stat. They're the first team since the inception of advanced blocking metrics to have made the playoffs with an O-line ranked 32nd, dead last in pass blocking. They're the first team in the history of advanced blocking metrics, which only goes back like 10 years, but who cares?
Yeah.
Wow. They're the first team since that was created.
That reminds me, I was going to say for my MVP pick that I think Justin Herbert deserves some consideration because
yes,
it's pretty much just him on that offense and a bunch of dudes at this point. Like it's unbelievable. It's one incredible all-world talent and then a bunch of guys, and then there's like a few really good players on defense, but that O-line is an abomination. And I will say, I would have loved to see this team fully healthy. With Rashawn Slater and Joe Alt, this team could have been super dominant.
And O'Marion the whole year.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
I was going to say Marion. Yep.
The Seahawks, this is more DVO. The Seahawks and Rams finished 7th and 9th all time in team DVOA.
MVP.
Which is the first time two teams have finished in the top 10 in the same year. The Seahawks are first in the league in DVOA this year. Can you guys tell me the last time a team that was number 1 in DVOA won the Super Bowl? The last 2 times, actually. They're both iconic teams.
I'm going to guess Legion of Boom.
2013 Seahawks.
Oh, wow.
Let me think about some really, really good teams.
That
iconic team with no fly. It can't be the no fly zone because their offense was fucking horrendous. You said team DVOA, right?
Yep.
And
Yep.
not just
Total
defensive?
team.
Okay.
Just the most
So it
dominant
can't be them.
teams
What
that
about-
dominated in the regular season.
2004 Patriots, maybe?
I thought it might have been that. It was the year Tom Brady threw 50 touchdowns.
Oh, 2007. Okay.
Yeah, 2007. Thank you. Yeah, the 2007 Patriots those were the last two teams to win after leading the league.
Wow.
So
Well,
to that
the
point,
2007 Patriots did not win the Super Bowl. They lost to the Giants. But if it was a Patriots team, though, then I'd imagine it would be 2004. That team
it was
horrible.
probably 2004, and I got confused.
No, you're fine.
That's on
You're
me.
fine.
I was
Patriots
thinking
team probably would have been up there if they won the fucking Super Bowl.
The Patriots when they beat the Rams like 10-3. Weren't the Patriots still really good that year too?
They were good, but not that good. Like,
okay.
Well,
fair enough.
What shocked me is I looked it up because I thought playoffs are going to rewrite history. I was like, there's no way Eagles were not number 1 in DVOA last year, and they were 3rd. So
who was number 1 last year?
I don't remember. I'll have to Google it. Yeah, but it's worth noting it is a made up number, and you can't always feel too good at it.
That's fair.
Finally, this is the first season since 2008 where you have had 7 new division winners. The Eagles are the only team that was capable of retaining their division title from last year.
Yeah, that is wild. That is wild.
And those are fun facts with Nate.
Good job, Nate. That was fun. Thank you for that. That was
It's
good.
also the first time since the 2015 Panthers that the Panthers have won their division, which is pretty crazy.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the first year of the Chain Crew podcast. The best part of all.
That is also true.
Yeah.
Boys, I think it's time. Let's get into the wild card matchups. I want us as a Chain Crew to decide
we have
who
to
is going to win these
agree.
games. Yes, we have to agree. I want us to come as a united front to show that we believe in these teams to win these matchups. If we can't agree, then we'll just say, the majority is what we're going to go with. But if you're ready for it, we have got this matchup here. I'm gonna share this screen with you. The 10th, which is Saturday, we have got first game 5 seed Rams against the 4 seed Panthers in the afternoon. It's going to be in North Carolina. Rams, Panthers. What do you think?
As much as I want the Rams to get killed here, on the field, of course, I gotta pick Rams.
Same here.
Unfortunately,
No,
I would
the
love to
Panthers
see the
have done
Panthers
it
beat them again,
before.
though. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Ice Young, dude, that would go crazy. We'll see.
I agree.
Anything can happen. I mean, literally any team can win any game. It's any given Sunday or Saturday.
Yes.
In this case, but Rams.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm kind of with you. I think it's the Panthers are a really weird and interesting team because I think their defense is sneaky good and has the capability to take over games. But yeah, I got to give it to the Rams. They're a wagon, and who knows? They've looked really bad lately, so there's a part of me that hopes they don't pull it together and the Panthers knock them out.
Yeah, same here.
It
I
could
would
happen.
agree.
We'll see.
Yep. So we're going to go with the Rams for that pick. The later game on Saturday, Packers at Bears. This game is interesting for the 3 of us because we've all picked different teams in the 2 games they've played this year. And they played the first time, we were split. When they played the second time, we were split. So now this game is in Chicago. I would assume Jordan Love is going to play. He had a concussion like week 16 or 17. They rested him last week. I'm sure Jordan Love's going to play. They are without Micah Parsons. This game is in Chicago. What do you feel? What do you think here?
I mean, Packers were my Super Bowl pick when Micah got traded to them, dude. I'm so sad that he had to get hurt. I love Micah Parsons. You know what? I've stuck with the Packers no matter what every time. I'm going to stick with them again here, even if I don't think it's the right choice and I think the Bears are going to win. I'm going to stick with the Pack. It's kind of like with Schmiegs picking the Saints every single week. I'm going to pick this Packers no matter goddamn what. Okay.
Okay. Before you start saying that I always side with Schmiegs, I'm just going to say it right now. I'm going Bears.
No,
Bears.
you guys could both pick. I literally just said that I think the Bears are going to win, but I have to pick Packers for my Super Bowl morals. I just do.
Okay, because in my mind, I'm like, if Micah Parsons is in this game, it's a different game.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
I think from what we've seen with how they can run the ball, and they did have that shootout with the Niners, so they can put up points. I think the Bears. I'm just more confident in them, and I think on the defensive side, they're a little bit better. And it's not Toyota-thon anymore, so Jordan Love shouldn't be absolutely amazing. I'm going Bears.
Yeah, 100%. I think the Bears are going to win, but I'm going Packers.
I honestly have this as more of a pick'em than anything. I'm really not. I don't think the Packers Bears games have been one score. They've been razor thin both times, and I don't see any reason this won't be again. Part of me, I think it's been interesting, like listening to Pardon My Take and stuff, because you can feel in the air the Bears fans after this historic season. If the Packers march in and beat them in Soldier Field, it's going to be a really degrading experience for a lot of Bears fans. So for that, I really want the Bears to win just off that. And the Seahawk in me really wants the Packers to win because then they're guaranteed to come to Seattle and we don't have to link up with the Rams. But I'm going to take the Bears just because, like you said, I mean, Derrick Henry ran for 200 on the Packers. I don't trust their toughness in the front seven. And I think that I'm just going to go with a game at home with a team I think will have an easier time running the ball. But man, the Packers are scary. They can maybe pull it out.
Yep. Yeah, their receivers are healthy. Jordan Love's healthy.
Go Pack, go, baby.
I agree with you. All right, well, so we're going to go Rams-Bears for these Saturday games.
This next one is the worst one for me. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah, I knew you were going to struggle with this one. We have got, starting off Sunday, we have got AFC Bills as are they the 6th seed? Yes. Bills are the 6th seed. Jags are the 3.
Third.
And I'm going to start us off here because I don't know what you guys are going to say. I'm going Jags, which I know is going to hurt you, Dom. It hurts me because I love Josh Allen. I've always rooted for Josh Allen. My dad asked me the other day, my dad was like, who's your favorite team in the NFL? And I was like, Dad, shut up. You know who my favorite team is. And he's like, well, yes, but like, who's your favorite team besides the Vikings? And I was like, probably the Bills. I love watching the Bills. I love watching Josh Allen. But I think the Jags win this game because, as we say, the team that ends the season hot makes a run in the playoffs. I don't trust the Bills' run defense. I trust the Jags' defense more. And Trevor Lawrence seems like he can do anything and everything right now. And they're at home, so you don't have to deal with the weather in Buffalo. I think the Jags are going to win this game.
I can't. Josh Allen's my favorite player in the NFL, dude. Like, there's been very few players that have given me that football feeling that I had when I was like 12 watching Cam Newton and Tom Brady, and then later on with Odell, and Josh Allen was one of those guys. But I genuinely think this Jags team is going to make it to the Super Bowl, and in order to do that, they're going to have to beat the Bills. I've been saying it for 10 years now. The team that's hottest going into the playoffs always makes the Super Bowl. It just always happens. Very rarely do they not. And the Jags, in my opinion, are one of the very hottest teams in the league right now. I think the Jags are my Super Bowl pick, so I have to pick Jags, unfortunately. But if by the grace of God, my king Josh Allen can just go off here and just win 4 games in a row, I will be so happy.
I would too.
And this is another one I think is a razor-thin pick'em for me. I'm going to give the nod to the Jaguars. I think Florida is a sneaky, difficult place to play on the road in. The humidity there is no joke. I've heard it called poor man's altitude, and I think that's pretty true. So I'm gonna stick with the Jaguars on their home turf.
Okay. 49ers, Eagles. Eagles are the 3, 49ers are the 6. And this game's going to be in Philly. Probably going to be a weather game. Probably going to be cold. 49ers coming off of a crazy win against the Bears and then a crazy loss to the Seahawks. And the Eagles won their division, haven't really done anything super noteworthy. They've rested their starters this last week.
I'm
Thoughts on
going
this one?
first. Give me my 1 seed, baby. Give me the Niners. Right here,
Really?
right now.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
Worth noting they should be getting Trent Williams back offensively.
You guys got to understand here. I promised myself I would stick with a couple of teams that I've been picking for weeks now, and I have to stick with the Niners and Packers. I just really do. The AFC I couldn't care less about. I don't care that my own team's in there. I need to pick the 49ers and Packers. It's part of my it's part of my life now at this rate.
Okay. Schmeigs, you want to follow that up?
I don't hate the 49ers pick. Again, I'm gonna pick the Eagles strictly because it's in the Eagles' home turf, and they got Saquon against a really banged up front seven. So I just see them running hopefully, but you never know. Teams get silly sometimes. You'd think they should just be able to run the ball, play defense, and get home. I think this is going to be a really good litmus test on how good the Eagles defense actually is this year. I know they got beat up pretty badly when the Bears played them. And obviously the Bears 49ers had a shootout. So I can also see the 49ers offense getting off some points on the Eagles, and that could make it tight in a hurry. But I'm going to go Eagles.
Okay.
This is a really hard one for me because when I initially was looking at this game earlier, I struggled and eventually I picked the Eagles, but a couple things go through my mind. Coaching, I think 49ers got better coaching. Quarterback, I don't know.
Yes.
Jalen Hurts has been really mid and off this year, and Purdy's been hurt.
Dude, Purdy can just make fucking plays. That one play he made against the Bears to go up 34-28 was absolutely outrageous. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yeah,
when he jukes the two guys,
he rolled out left
and
then he juked around the guy and then threw it. Dude, unbelievable play.
But I'm always a guy that when it comes to the playoffs and it comes to cold weather, defense wins you games and running the ball wins you games. And Christian McCaffrey is amazing. Saquon is amazing. I think that I just have more faith in the Eagles defense in stopping the run than I do the 49ers defense in stopping the run. And the Eagles are at home. So I don't really believe either of these teams are a Super Bowl contender, but I think for this one, I got to go Eagles.
Okay.
Wow. Bold statement. I'm scared of the Eagles. They got personnel.
I'm going to, we're so far Jags Eagles.
I got to interrupt a little bit. Dom, do you remember what Chris Collinsworth said after that play?
I don't. He said something about fucking Patrick Mahomes, didn't he? God damn it.
He didn't even say that looks Mahomey. He just started talking about Patrick Mahomes. He said, people are going to make fun of me because I'm going to bring up Mahomes. But he just makes plays like that all the time.
That old bastard.
Go back and watch the play. Agree. He just shamelessly started talking about him. Anyways, I'm done.
I hate him. I actually am such a hater.
I hate him too. I completely agree. Okay, last game on Sunday. We're going to make Dom go last here so he can sweat through this pick. Schmeigs, why don't you go first? We have Chargers as the 7 seed at Patriots as the 2 seed.
I'm not even saying this for Dom. I'm as confident in this game almost as I am in the Panthers-Rams game. I like the Patriots. I do not trust the Chargers O-line at all. I think that this is going to be a really good first game for Drake May in the playoffs. It's a tough defense, but I don't anticipate a heavyweight match where he's going to be forced to score. So they're going to get a lot of drives to get in a groove, not make mistakes, and I think he's going to make the plays he needs. I just don't think. I told you earlier, 32nd O-line. Chargers are, I last looked, Joe Alt and Slater will be back for this game. That might change some. No, I'm kidding. I'm just saying that to make Dom nervous. I'm kidding.
I knew that wasn't true. I've heard that LaDainian Tomlinson and Antonio Gates are going to be in this game.
Yeah. Rumor has it that Penei Sewell and Tristan Wirfs have formed
Jamar Chase has been traded to the Chargers.
They formed a coalition.
I love your confidence.
Patriots.
I'm also super confident in the Patriots. I think that the Chargers have some playmakers on both sides of the ball, but the Patriots just look like a team that is finding ways to win no matter what, whether it's a run game, whether it's play action, whether it's passing, whether it's defense making plays. I really believe in this Patriots team. And I don't know. I just do. I just like the way they play. I like how they're coached. I just feel like they are a well-rounded team. I think that it could be crazy to see the Chargers come out and make some splash plays and surprise people. But I don't think it'll happen. I think Patriots win this game.
All right, here's the thing. I've been saying it all season, okay? No matter what happens, I'm just happy my team got here, okay? Because I said it before the season, I thought this team was going to get like 6 wins. So no matter what, if they lose, they lose. I'm really happy with the season either way because Drake May got MVP. But the tough thing for me is, you guys know I'm a huge fan of a lot of players in the NFL. Justin Herbert is one of those guys.
Yep.
And the tough thing for me is if he loses this game, even though he literally dragged this offense to the playoffs, it's going to be put on him with the 32nd best O-line in the NFL, and people are going to use it against him and say he still hasn't won a playoff game, even though he got them all the way here, which is just one of those things where it's like, wins aren't entirely a QB stat. But I think the big thing here is if the Chargers O-line holds up, they can win this game. They can definitely win this game. I believe in Justin Herbert, more than 27 QBs in the NFL. Like, he's a top 5 QB to me. But if that O-line doesn't hold up, the Patriots are winning this game. It simply just comes down to the O-line. Like, if it's a shootout or something, I would probably trust in Justin Herbert more than I would in Drake May, just because I've seen Justin Herbert do it for longer. He's been elite since his rookie season. It's been 5 seasons of him being elite now. Like, I just think I like Drake May. Don't get me wrong. I love him. I think he's one of the most elite QBs in the NFL, but like against other elite QBs that I've seen play amazing for so long now, it's hard to pick against them, So I think the Patriots win this game, but if the Chargers O-line holds up, I think they can win this for sure. It's just going to come down to that. But one thing I do want to do is I think it'd be fun before we make our next, or after we make our next picks, is to go through the bracket and make our Super Bowl pick, because it's going to change drastically every single week. And I think it would be fun to see which one, we're like the furthest away on or the closest on, depending on, how far into the season we get and everything. But Texans and Steelers next, regardless. And I'm going to start. Yeah. I'm going Texans. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm just going to go Texans here. I don't think there's damn chance in hell Aaron Rodgers' slow old ass is going to survive against Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson Jr. I just really don't. I really, really don't. And the Texans have so many other playmakers on defense, dude. They got one of the best corners in the league. They have a great second corner. They have a great safety. Like, this defense is stacked. I could see them make a run. Like, I feel like they're very similar to the Jags, but the Jags have a better offense and the Texans have a better defense. Like, it's kind of balanced in different ways. Yep. But I think the Texans are going to win by like 10 plus, honestly.
Schmeeks?
Yeah, the smart money's the Texans. I think it's going to be closer than that, though. I think the Steelers are going to keep it. Maybe, I don't want to say one possession, but I'll say one possession. I think Steelers are going to. I think they're leeches that will make you bite your tongue a little bit. They're just, say what you will, they're not flashy, but they're a tough enough team that I think they can make the Texans sweat it out a little bit. With that being said, I predict Texans win, and I'm curious to see if Mike Tomlin gets fired after they do.
I like that. I'm okay with us going with the Texans. We're going to go with the Texans as United Front. I have to say that I think the Steelers will win this game. I think the Steelers win this game because they are at home, because that Aaron Rodgers has been very good at getting the ball out quick. And for whatever reason, they're sticky. They don't get killed for the most part, and they keep games close, and they've got some guys that just make crazy awesome plays.
True.
And I think if this game was in Houston, I think the Texans were at home, I'm much more confident. But because it's in Pittsburgh and the weather and the experience of Mike Tomlin and Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs, I know Mike Tomlin is super, super well known for first round exits, but part of me thinks that the Steelers, again, when you don't expect them to, are going to pull out the win like they did last week. So I wouldn't be shocked if the Steelers won this game.
You're doing the Nate strategy. This team does what I don't expect it to, and I
Yes.
expect it to lose. So I'm going with a win.
Yes, that's kind of how I'm feeling. So, yeah, it's crazy. All right, let's look at the playoff bracket for 2026 so we can make our
Go
Super
to
Bowl
Pro
picks.
Football Network. Just type in playoff predictor and then Pro Football Network.
Okay, thank you, my friend.
Play
And it's
oof.
that one right there,
Play
the very
oof.
top one.
Yeah, you are a Vikings fan. Play oof.
You know,
Give me the
that's not very
playoff
nice.
predictor.
Taking it away.
I'm putting it
Putting
back.
Okay, we are
He's
going
so
to
handsome.
Mhm.
You forget when he's so far away. And then he comes back up.
There we
You're
go.
Too sweet. All right, boys. I'm going to put in our picks that we have
Yep.
made. We are taking the Rams.
We're taking the Panthers.
No, we're taking the
We're taking the
Rams.
Packers.
We're taking
I'm
the
actually
Bears.
with Dom. Let's take the Panthers.
We're taking
Go
the
Schmeeks.
Eagles. We're taking the Patriots, the Jags, and the Texans. So, in the divisional,
Divisional
Oh, I
playoffs.
hate this.
We
let's
got
start
Texans
with the
at
AFC.
Broncos.
Yeah, Texans.
We got
at
Jags at
We had
Patriots.
this.
NFC divisional playoffs. We got Rams at Seahawks. We got Eagles at Bears. It's going to be interesting. I could see it playing out this way 100%. This feels accurate.
No, 100%.
Except for the Panthers.
This is my worst nightmare. This is my worst nightmare on the NFC side. I do not want the Hawks to play the Rams in divisionals. I'd want it to be conference at the earliest.
I would
the Super
go.
Bowl?
I would probably go Broncos and then Jags here. I go Broncos.
Okay, well,
win this
let's
game,
talk about
Jags
them
win
one
this
at a
game.
time, bucko.
Okay, all right.
We got Texans visiting the 1 seed Broncos. I'm going to be honest with you. I believe in the Texans more than I believe in the Broncos right now, simply due to the fact that the Texans defense is so goddamn good. It is disgusting.
We had this disagreement. I don't know if you remember when we did this before. And
Yes.
do you remember this?
Yep.
Yes.
And Carter and I both went with the Broncos.
Yep.
And I gotta say, I know the Texans have a great defense. I know they have Will Anderson. I know they have Stingley. The Broncos have Greenlaw. They have Hufanga. They have Bonito. They have Zach something. I forget his name, but he was an all-pro defensive. He was a Pro Bowl defensive tackle.
Yep,
I think the Broncos defense is legit too. And this is going to sound crazy, but I mean it in my soul. I trust Bo Nix more than CJ Stroud at this moment.
Same here.
Which is crazy. I don't like saying it, but it's how I feel.
No, I totally agree. Yeah.
Here's the thing for me. Last time they matched up, the Texans barely lost, and they had their backup QB in. They lost by 3 points. And this was on their big losing streak as well, by the way. They were 3-5. Like, I think this Texans team is getting pretty hot. They've been very hot. They're on a good streak right now of good games. And I think they can take this game. I really, really do. I really, really do. Especially now having their QB in, who's, I mean, say what you will about CJ Stroud. He's still a good QB. He's still a very good QB.
Yeah.
Like, is he top 10? Probably not right now, but like, he's still good. And I don't know. I like him more than I like Bo Nix. And I'm not talking about just like personally. I just think he's a better QB than him. I think CJ Stroud plays better throughout the game. Bo Nix is more clutch as of right now. So it's just going to come down to, I think it's going to be a close game. Like I could see this being like 20-17 or 23-20 or 24-21, something like that. But
one thing I would say is I think about these both of these defenses being very good at getting to the quarterback. One thing that makes me give the edge to the Broncos is I think Bo Nix is more mobile. I think he's a lot more mobile than CJ Stroud.
He's very elusive. He's shockingly spry.
Yes.
He reminds me a lot of Purdy, and not in his play style per se, but in his ability to make people miss in close quarters. It's very it's more than I anticipate always.
All right. Well, what do you think, Schmeeks? I'm going Broncos. Dom's going Texans.
I got to stick with Broncos.
Fair.
Okay. We'll take Broncos here. Next game. This game is
Rams.
hard for me to pick.
Yeah.
Jags at Patriots.
I gotta stick with what I said for my Super Bowl pick. I gotta say, Jags. As much as I want my Patriots to go to the Super Bowl, I would love that. Believe me. I just think this Jags team is really hot, and I just gotta stand by what I always say about the hottest team. Like, if you remember, Carter, before the 2021 playoffs, I said that the Bengals were the hottest team in the NFL, and I thought they were going to the Super Bowl. And it's just something I've always believed in. The hot team will go to the Super Bowl usually. So I just got to go Jags here. I love my team so much. They're also looking really nice, but the Jags just so good. They have such a good defense, such a good offense, and Trevor Lawrence is playing at such a high level right now. It's just a better overall team. So I got to go Jags.
I want to agree with you, but it makes me nervous because it's in Foxborough.
Valid.
And I don't know how great they are in the weather.
Believe me, I would love to be wrong.
I agree with you. The Jags are really, really hot, but I feel like that there's only maybe one or two teams that could really slow them down, and I feel like the Patriots might be one of them.
I agree.
Schmeeks, what do you think?
I'm interested in the Patriots winning it. I don't know if I'm interested because I think they'll slow. I don't know enough about the Patriots defense. But I mean, Derrick Henry was on a tear, so it's hard to say. The games I watched, I was shocked at how well teams ran on the Patriots. I'm not saying that that's a bad defense. I just don't think with what I've seen from the Jaguars that the defense would slow them down. I think if anything, it'd be a shootout. And with that in mind, I don't know. I think I might give the edge to the Jaguars just because.
I think I would too.
I will tell you right now, the Patriots are 4th in points allowed, but at the same time, they've played some lower opponents.
That's fair.
But
then I'm dead off. Then so maybe
the Pats have a solid defense. I don't think it's as good as top 4. You know, I would say probably around like 10 or something. Like having Christian Gonzalez and, you know, some solid pass rushers and stuff definitely has helped the team out. And, you know, Mike Vrabel, great defensive minded coach, but I don't think it's, you know, top 4 scoring defense. I think that is a little bit more of the schedule.
I would say with the weapons that each of these teams have, I believe in the Jags more too. The Parker Washington's been playing amazing. Jacoby Myers, Brenton Strange, their running backs. If this is a shootout, unless it's crazy weather, I actually would give the edge to the Jags as well. I think we go with the Jags.
Crazy you said those 3 names before. I'm not saying it's wrong because those guys are their best receivers the last 3 weeks before Brian Thomas Jr. and Travis Hunter.
Yeah, that's right. Well, Travis Hunter's not going to play, but
yeah.
BTJ, I forgot.
I mean, that's fair.
BTJ, if he turns it on, he's obviously the best player, the best receiver on that team. But he's just been off this year. I mean, it's just the way it is.
Okay,
Rams,
I know who I'm picking for Eagles and Bears, but I don't know who I'm picking with Rams and Seahawks.
Let's go Eagles.
I'm
Bears.
Gonna go first.
Let's go Eagles Bears.
Oh,
let's do Eagles Bears. My pick is Bears. I don't believe that much in the Eagles, and I think the Bears just ran the ball all over them earlier in the year. I could see them doing it again. I don't know. I just don't know how to feel about the Eagles. I'm just not that confident in them. But since this game is in Chicago, Chicago's at home. If Chicago can get it done against the Packers, I think they can get it done against the Eagles.
You know, since both of my meat ride teams for the past few weeks in the NFC are out with the Niners and Packers and you guys screwing me, I think the most entertaining matchup, personally, out of all these for a Super Bowl would be two former number 1 overall picks, at least recently, with Caleb Williams and Trevor Lawrence. So I'm going to go Bears here. I think that would be a super fun matchup. Obviously, that old bastard, rotting pile of dust, Matthew Stafford, was a first overall pick 30 years ago, but that doesn't count to me right now. That doesn't fit my agenda right now.
I was going to pick the Eagles, just because I don't feel comfortable counting them out this early, really, for that only reason. I think the Bears showed some serious gusto. Like, they went into Philly and took it from them last time. I don't see any reason they couldn't do it at Soldier Field. So I like the Bears, and I've already been outvoted, so we'll go Bears.
Okay. Fair enough, Schmings. Now you get to talk first. Do you think that the
I'm going to
Seahawks
go
can win
first.
this game?
The first matchup, and it was decided by 2 points. The last matchup was decided 2 points and a missed field goal. The last matchup was decided by 1 point in overtime. These guys are as evenly matched as it gets. I have no clue, so I'm gonna throw up a freaking free throw and yell Seahawk and hope and pray. Cross my fingers.
I'm nervous here because you guys play better away. However, you get an extra week of rest. And I think that the weather may not be great. I mean, LA is, well, I guess LA is playing in maybe some crappy weather in North Carolina. The weather's not going to be good in Seattle, I can tell you that. I think that the way that you guys are running the ball and the way your defense is playing, I would feel like the Seahawks are the right pick, but Devontae Adams might be back. And who knows what we're gonna get from the Rams. The Rams could show up and play lights out, and the Rams could show up and just not be able to do anything. I feel like the Seahawks have looked so good. When I was talking to my landlord earlier today, she asked me who I thought was going to make it. I said the Seahawks, so I'm going to go Seahawks, but I do want to hear what Dom says to see if he can change my mind.
Here's the thing for me. Seahawks have an awesome defense. They have an elite defense this year. But I've said it for so long, I just really don't believe in Sam Darnold. I just don't, okay? I saw him on a really good Vikings team last year absolutely fart in his own mouth in the playoffs. And it was really sad to see because, one, I wanted to see Carter happy. My team wasn't in the freaking playoffs, so why would I care? And two,
Thanks,
Justin
buddy.
Jefferson's one of my favorite players. I wanted to see him go to a Super Bowl, goddammit. And this idiot, this stupid moron decided to ruin everything. Yeah, I don't know. I just, when it comes down to it, I just don't believe in Sam Darnold. If he changes my mind, then so be it. I'm not against that. If he wins this game and he plays really well and he's really clutch or something in the playoffs, then my mind will be changed. But until I see that, Matthew Stafford is the one here who has led his team to a Super Bowl. He beat Tom Brady on the way there. Yeah, the Rams would probably be my pick here. But like if the Seahawks had an elite QB or something, it would be no question Seahawks in my mind. Like I just don't believe in Sam Darnold as of right now until I'm proven otherwise.
The only counter I'll say to that is that Sam Darnold's thrown 25 touchdowns and 14 interceptions. I think that stat gets even worse if you look past the last 9 games. The last 9 games, I think the Seahawks have gone 8-1. Maybe they've gone 7-1. That one loss, Sam Darnold threw 200 yards and 4 touchdowns. They beat the Rams with him throwing 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions with a pick 6. Sam Darnold is not needed to win the game. They just need him not to throw it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying here. Like when it comes down to it, if it's a game-winning situation here, is what I'm thinking of, and Sam Darnold has to go down the field to win the game for the Seahawks, I don't believe in that. If it's Matthew Stafford in the playoffs, I believe in that more than I believe in the Sam Darnold. Like, I've seen Sam Darnold be bad in the playoffs before when, you know, he had a great chance to win a game. Like, I just don't believe in him. I just don't. regular season, he's been fine. He's been good. But I just haven't seen him do anything in the playoffs yet, and that's why I'm going to pick the Rams here. It's not like it matters. You guys both pick Seahawks, so
Well,
they're going to the next round.
the thing that I think of is too is he did do it in that playoff game when they came back in Seattle, and he did take them down and get them the win against the Rams in that crazy
I agree. I'm just talking
38-37
playoffs
game.
here.
I know.
We already talked. Like I already
I
said,
know.
playoffs strictly. I have not seen him do it.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay. So AFC Championship game, we've got Jags at Broncos.
Man, what a weird
3 seed
last
at the 1
4
seed.
teams.
Yes. And then NFC, we've got Bears at Seahawks. AFC, I really like both of these teams. I don't know. I mean, at this point,
Can I interrupt you just to get my pick over with since we're running long? Jags walked into the Denver, beat them 30-20 before. I think they do it again. I'm going with Jags.
Thank you, I go Jags
okay
as well.
I'm okay with that. Bears at Seahawks. Any strong feelings on this one?
Is it cocky to say that I think I'm actually more comfortable with this game than I am with the Rams game? I think the
not
Seahawks,
at all. Not at all.
I think the
Rams are a
Seahawks can
goddamn
beat the
super
Bears.
team.
Yeah.
The Bears are going off of vibes and aura the whole season. Could the Bears win this game? Yes.
Yeah.
But as of right now, I would take the Seahawks over the Bears right here.
I would too.
But I did say before, and this is not me hating on the Seahawks. I did say I want to see the 2-1 first overall picks face off. So my pick would be Bears here, just for my type of Super Bowl where it would be fun to see two previous generational QBs go at it. I think that would be so sick to watch. I would be so excited for that.
Yeah.
Who wins the Super Bowl here?
Jags Seahawks, man.
Jags Seahawks in San Francisco.
This would be entertaining.
Man, I'm split.
I don't know.
I'm split on it.
This is crazy.
This would be really interesting for me because I do trust. Well, first off, it's worth noting too. These teams matched up in the regular season early, and the Seahawks put down the Jags pretty badly at that point in time. We had 7 sacks, I think, on Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah,
with that being said,
20-12.
that was before they discovered they could throw to Brenton Strange and Parker. I don't know if that would turn out the same way.
That was before Trevor Lawrence went fucking Super Saiyan sicko mode.
Yeah,
he did.
Yeah,
that's fair. Actually,
I got a fun photo from that game.
I think that just based on what we have right here, if this scenario really did pan out, I think you would give it to the Jags. The Jags would be on a heater. The Jags would take down the Bills, the Patriots, and the Broncos. Are you kidding me? There's no way.
That would be a generational run right there.
That would be an insane run by the Jags to beat the Bills.
At that rate, you'd be taking down last year's MVP, maybe this year's MVP, and the number 1 seed in the AFC. Yeah, that would be wild.
That'd be pretty
crazy. A crazy run.
Yeah,
that would be crazy.
I really believe in the Seahawks defense. I really, really do.
Same.
But I think that I don't know. In this scenario, it's really hard for me to pick. Realistically, I think there's a good chance we don't see either of these teams. I think realistically, I wouldn't be shocked if the Rams won this game. I wouldn't be shocked if the Patriots won this game. Like, I'm not insanely confident, but if this panned out the way this is right now, I think I'd probably go with the Jags.
That's fair. I like the Jags a lot. I just gotta stick with the Seahawks. I think they can do it, and I'm gonna stick by it. And I'll probably get my. I'm the exact opposite of Dom.
Yes.
I'm the exact opposite of Dom. I'm going to wish against a wish and pray on the stars that these guys can. They have the number 1 seed. This is it. Go seize the moment. And if they don't, I'm just gonna be a sad little boy. So I'm a pick Seahawks.
There's nothing wrong with that. That's your team, man. That's your team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
I didn't expect them to be here, but now that they are, I want a motherfucking Super Bowl.
Valid. Very valid.
I love that.
Fuck.
What's fun for me to think about too is that like if the Seahawks are here, then clearly Sam Darnold hasn't thrown away any games. Clearly their defense is playing well enough to stop the Rams and the Bears that are both a top 10 offense. Like the Seahawks have clearly shown up and proven themselves. I think if they made the Super Bowl, even though they got to win 2 games, they're going to have to play a really good team at one point. But again, this heater by the Jags would be unstoppable, I think.
Yeah, that look if the Jags did exactly this and then won the Super Bowl against the number 1 Seahawks, that would be like legitimately one of the greatest runs I've ever seen in my life.
It would.
Man. The Seahawks have the better defense, but the Jags are so well balanced. They're so good on offense and so good on defense. Like the Jags this year legitimately don't have many weaknesses, like at all. Like they're so damn good. Man.
Make a pick. We're gonna do this again next week.
I gotta go Jags. I gotta go Jags. I do.
Fair.
I said I had to pick the hot team. I gotta stick with it, man.
Look at them.
I gotta.
That is okay.
And
what a nice little graphic.
Tuckered out.
I'm also tuckered out. Those were our picks
Boys.
for what we might see plan out in the playoffs this year. Thanks, you guys.
Imagine this. Literally, everything goes this exact way, though. Imagine.
Crazy.
Just imagine.
Crazy.
That would be so sick.
It means that we know what we're talking about.
True.
And it means that I'm
which means Drake made
very
MVP.
sad. I'm very sad if that's how it goes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Right. Well,
whose turn is it
fun.
to sign us off?
Enjoy football while it's still here.
Yeah.
I love you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everyone
In the
enjoy
words of
football.
Scott
Enjoy
Hansen,
Mahomes not being in the playoffs. That Satan
Woo!
wants.
That's it.
Yep.
Have a good one, guys.
Bye-bye.
See ya.